What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your very first time joining me. My name is Jessica. I'm a Mother's with a Makeup Lover, of course. I know, there's a few people who realize that I have been MIA, and there is a very good reason for it, which I'll tell you guys all about it when I do my eyeshadow tutorial. This is what we're doing today. This look is actually inspired by, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie. I have kids. I watch a lot of kid movies, okay? This is the movie Elemental, and the character is Ember. And there's a few scenes where she kind of explodes, and she's so pretty, and the colors are so pretty, and it's such a good movie. And so I was like, you know what? I want to do an Ember inspired look on my eyes today. It is a tutorial. It's like a chatty tutorial. I am only going to be doing my eyes because I did kind of break down, you know, what's been kind of going on in my life the last month. So I'll be sure to leave all of my base products in the description box if you're curious about what I used. We're doing the damn thing. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely don't forget to stay tuned until the very end of the video where I'll do an up close of my eyeshadow for you guys. That way you can see the true beauty of the blend. And if you're curious about where I've been and see me do this eyeshadow look, you're definitely gonna want to keep on watching. I'm gonna give you guys the lowdown on where I've been, because when I tell you this month was stressful, I have like 5 new gray hairs just from this month alone. For today, I'm going to be taking the Blend Bunny Blends palette. This is in the original packaging because I've had this baby for so long. But when I was like, I knew what look, like the look was inspired by Ember from Elemental. This is the first palette that popped in my head, and I haven't used this one in such a long time, but I was like, you know what? Yes, winner, chicken for dinner. I used a lot of brushes, an unnecessary amount of eyeshadow brushes today. So I'm actually gonna start by taking this Sigma brush. This is the Sigma E45 and the shade Vamp. I really just wanted to get the full scope of colors on my eye that I think Ember kind of like fluctuates through when she's emotional. If you guys haven't seen Elemental, it's such a good movie. It's such a good one. I'm like a sucker for a good Disney movie. And I always like to watch the new ones because I get so bored of like my kids watching freaking Cars on repeat. I wanted to kind of keep this as like a smaller cut crease on the top. I wanted the purple wing to really be dramatic. And so I'm starting here. And then I'm going to take that same brush with the shade Signs. Where do I begin with my little tail here? So, not this tail, but like my life's tail. At the beginning of February, TikTok lost their music license. So with that, they actually muted, like, they took away the permission for all the songs. So I like to do transition videos on TikTok, so they actually muted like half my damn page. So I was a little bit stressed about that. I'm like, okay, I like to do transition videos on TikTok. I like to do my more in-depth tutorials here on YouTube. So I'm like, I want to kind of see how TikTok takes this. Like, what are people gonna do? So I took the week and I kind of just waited it out, and you know, I added new music that didn't get taken off onto like my little save, so I have music to use. And then after the week, I'm like, okay, everything looks pretty normal besides everything's muted. So I'm like, okay, we're just gonna move on, right? I'm just gonna figure out what music is allowed to be used. So I took the week off to kind of see, like, because I wanted my TikTok content to be like up to date. I did film like 2 Valentine's Day looks that I had to refilm because I'm a lip singer. I'm gonna take shade Giggle on this little Blend Bunny B3 brush to blend out this outer edge. So yeah, so I ended up actually just filming my content that I already had to make sure, just like I updated it. I pretty much just updated the music. I redid the videos so that way I could still post my looks because I was like very happy with these looks, right? My youngest figured out how to delete all of my apps and proceeded to delete every single app on my phone, including TikTok, which, if you don't know, if you delete TikTok, it deletes all your drafts. So lost half of my drafts with the music loss, and then lost absolutely everything else, all of my tutorials that I just refilmed because my kiddo got a little happy slappy on my phone and deleted everything. That was not even the worst part of my month. I'm gonna take this little pencil brush with this, what is this? Peaches and Cream PC07 with the shade Chase. So I decided, you know what, I don't want to refilm all of this. Valentine's Day is already on the horizon, so I'm just gonna move on with my content. I'm just gonna move on. My middle child, so I have 3 kiddos. My middle child, he actually has like a really good immune system, but he came down with this cold that kicked his ass. It kicked his ass. Fever, vomiting. It lasted for like a solid 2 weeks. Like not the fever and the vomiting. Like, the fever and the vomiting lasted way longer than it should have. I did end up taking him to the hospital because of it. They told me to give him Tylenol, which only made his stomach more upset. And it did not help. So yeah, so I did end up taking him to like the hospital a week after like I couldn't get the fever to break. I was so stressed. I haven't got a good night's sleep in close to 3 weeks because I'm a helicopter mom, especially when my kiddos are sick. I'm gonna take shade Barley. So yeah, so like while my kids were like sick, I was super, attentive, obviously taking temperatures and having a bucket close by, making sure they were drinking lots and lots of water. So of course I took time off to take care of my kiddo. Like he was so super sick. And like I said, he has a really strong immune system. So the fact that he was so sick, I was like, me and my husband were so stressed about it. So finally the fever broke. He hasn't vomited in like a week. He got like a runny nose and like a slight cough, but he was fine. He was like totally fine. Like he was himself again. He was up, he was playing, fighting with his brothers, doing the most, right? Like he's on the mend. So I'm like, thank goodness. This is like a week and a half into his 2-week cold. The next day, my oldest and my youngest ended up with fevers and they were vomiting. So I knew what to expect, right? I'm like, okay, they caught whatever he had. I'm in for another 2 weeks of this roller coaster. My oldest was sick for like 2 days. He threw up one day. He had a high fever for 1 day. The next day he had some boogers. He is totally fine. Like he kicked that cold in the ass. He was like, I am not taking this one. But my baby, not baby, he's gonna be 4. Okay, he's not a baby. I'm gonna take up the Makeup of Murder Poison Pigment, the neon yellow one. Fluffy Blend Bunny brush. What is this? Blend Bunny B5. My youngest, the same thing. This cold kicked his poor little ass. He was also super, super high fever, was sick for, so now, as of right now, we're in the 2nd week, and he is on the mend. After the fever and vomiting broke, he actually got a super, super, he got boogers, and no matter how much, I was hovering over him, blowing his nose, he still got, a really, really bad cough. It sounded, so, so bad. Thank goodness, he only had the cough for about 2 days, and now he is, so much better. He's a little boogery, but he is finally starting to come back around. He's on the uphill, but they were just so sick for so long. I'm such a helicopter mom when my kids get sick. I can't help it. I'm stressed. I'm hovering. Any little cough or sneeze or burp, I'm making them chug water. And I like I said, I was getting up 8 to 12 times a night to check on my kiddos, like especially when they had the fever, because like you get hotter when you sleep, you know. I could not sleep because I knew my kids were sick and I knew that they were miserable, and there was literally nothing I could do besides keep them hydrated and make sure, you know, like they just passed that cold around like a freaking hot potato, and I'm so tired. But now that everybody's like finally getting better, my husband woke up this morning sick. Yeah. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I also did get sick, but like I'm fine. I would rather be sick than my kids be sick, because like I could handle it, you know? Like when my kids are sick, it's freaking chaos. I'm on that shit. And you know how many times I've like disinfected my whole house? I've disinfected my house like 3 times. Like once a week I'm disinfecting doorknobs, freaking light switches, handles, remotes. Like, oh man. Yeah. Guys, I have been going through it, okay? And then, you know, those are only like the major things that happened. Right before, like when I was refilming my content for TikTok, my box light went out. So I have 2 box lights to keep like my background nice and lit up, to keep like prevent shadows and stuff for my videos. My box light went out. Not a big deal. The bulb was $15 freaking dollars. First of all, why is the light bulb so expensive? I replaced the bulb. It's not the bulb. It's the box. I got it to work, but I spent $15 and it wasn't even the freaking bulb. Ugh. And that was prior to the cold, so you know I had to take a couple extra days off, like to wait for my light to be delivered. Wasn't even the freaking light. I know I didn't really explain what I was doing there, but I hope that you guys seen, because I talked through all of it. I'll kind of talk through my process a little bit better for the wing, because I know that's what you guys want to see. Yeah, baby, what's wrong? I made some homemade sugar cookies for my husband for his birthday. You know, happy 20th birthday on them. They're so good, but I haven't made them for like 2 years, so I forgot how thin to make them. So the edges are kind of crunchy. My husband's like, oh, they're so good. And I'm just like, damn it. He likes it like that. I like them to be big and like fluffy. I forgot they like collapse. It's the whole thing. But I have like so many sugar cookies, and I definitely shouldn't be eating as much as I've been eating, because girl, this is what the base looks like. This is what the base looks like, just laid down, just this P.Louise Basic Bright in the shade Yummy Yellow. I'm going to start with a thin flat liner brush. This is the Jessup Flat Definer 212. I'm going to be using the same shades that I used on top and bottom. So starting actually with shade Signs, which is the purple. I'm going to go ahead and map out my wing. Next, I'm taking shade Vamp. So essentially, I wanted the blend to be like an ombre blend. So I wanted this outer corner to be purple, and then I wanted it to fade into like a beautiful sunset vibe. Blended the purple outward. I blended the sunset inward. Instead of stacking everything on top of one another and having a gradient blend from the bottom to the top, I kind of wanted it to go like her eyebrows. Like if the picture that I showed in the beginning, how her eyebrows go from like dark to light, that was kind of the vibe that I was wanting to capture with this blend. So next up is shade Chase, which is the pink. You would think with Fire that I would have went red, but she's pretty much like fuchsia. It's like purple with like fuchsia. So I decided to do the pink, like the hot pink. And I do think that was a really good choice. Next, I'm going to take the shade Barley, which is orange. And I'm just kind of smoking this wing in. It doesn't need to be perfect either, because of course I always go back in and touch everything up. Something like this, just kind of like a ombre wing. Where is it? Now back to the Makeup a Murder Neon Pigment. I'm picking it up on the same brush. And I'm going to set the lid. I'm only going to set to like right here. I'm going to leave that purple space like blank for now. Now if you don't have this neon pigment but you have like the Blend Bunny Surge palette, that is also a neon palette, and you could definitely use that yellow. My husband's birthday was last weekend, but his dad was like out of town and like they weren't really available, but we're actually going to be celebrating, like we're having a birthday dinner today. I'm wearing, this is the makeup I'm doing for that, by the way. I'm going to take shade Giggle. And I'm going to blend this purple out. I had a couple of people actually ask me, like, do you wear these crazy colorful makeup looks out? And most of the time, no, because I don't really go anywhere. Like, besides, like, pick my kiddos up from school. I don't go out like that. Like, I don't go out and do things. Like, I've worn these to the grocery store, to go get some coffee, to pick up my kiddos from school. The looks I got from the parents when they seen me with a full face of makeup, they were like, there was a couple of them that were like, wow, your makeup's so cool. But there's a lot of people who are like, who the fuck is that? So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth between the colors until they're as saturated as I want them to be. The main color that I'm going to be kind of focusing on really saturating is the shade Vamp, which is the fuchsia. So now I did want to add some shimmers. My goal for the year is to actually use all of like my pigments and shimmers. So this is actually the second one that I'm going to be using this year. Obviously because I haven't filmed in like a month. The pigment I'm taking is a Peaches and Cream loose eyeshadow in the shade Hollywood. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush to apply this. I really hope that this video isn't too bright, but I ended up having to, like I said, my box lights, I put new lights in them. I'm wondering if it's too bright. But I actually got this big PR package from Makeup Revolution, their Lip Allure. I took all the lipsticks out of it, but look at that shade range. Are you kidding me? And it had all the lipsticks in it. So I wanted to use one of those, girl, take myself out. I wanted to use one of the lipsticks today. So I swatched the nude shades, and I did end up going in with shade Lover Nude, which is this one right here. So I took the Ellie Girl lip line shade Sugar and Spice, the lipstick, Makeup Revolution shade Lover Nude, and then the P.Louise Holla Gloss to top it off, because of course I wanted the eyes to be the center of the show. But these are so creamy. So I swatched these on my TikTok video, finished up my lip combo, and like, these are like, I definitely feel like these are something that you're going to want to keep in your bag to touch up, because it definitely is like creamy. But I don't know, I kind of like that. So I'm really happy with this nude though. Ooh. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and of course, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you like me and if you like my content. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and ahead, roll the clip.